Everybody, I'm Elwirfy, and today I want to talk to you guys about something kind of important to go over. It's just this idea of that people don't really forget things, and I think it's important to understand that. A lot of people will see YouTube as a way of like, well, you know, you make a bunch of old content, then nobody's ever going to see that, and guess what? People will see it. And sometimes, if you make something that's crazy and ridiculous, whether good or bad, just remember that people might make videos about you, and then those videos will be around forever. In fact, if you look, literally 3 weeks ago, someone made a video talking about the Fine Brothers. The Fine Brothers controversy happened 3 years ago, as you can see from the second one. I don't know the exact date, but actually, hell, even the What Happened to the Fine Bros thing says it's reacting 3 years later. So this was 6 years ago that the Fine Brothers had their controversy of trying to copyright the word react or patent it or whatever the hell they were doing. And people haven't forgotten. It's been 6 years. Think about that. That would have been, was that 2016? Wow. Is that 6 years ago? 22, 21, 20, 18, 17. Maybe 2017? 2017, 2016, sometime around then, they tried to copyright the word react or try and tell people what you can and cannot say on the internet. That seems so horrible. There's this idea that they would go after people just for whatever they want to say. But the point is, this could happen to anybody, and I think it's something that people don't really want to talk about on YouTube, because a lot of people, when they give advice, like those YouTube channel advice things, they'll say stuff like, oh, you can make like 100 videos, nobody's going to care, nobody's going to watch those, but tell you what, some people do, and some people judge you based on your old content, some people judge you based on your most recent content. At the end of the day, whatever you put out there, once, like my mom always said, actually, if you put something on the internet, it's going to stay there forever and ever and ever, and you're never going to be able to get rid of it. It's a very good way to think about things. It's kind of like getting a tattoo, right? Sure, you can cover it up. Sure, you can change it if you want. But at the end of the day, that initial thing, that will always be there. You're not going to get rid of it. And it's interesting how the Fine Bros specifically managed to become so infamous in their ability to make people, I guess, feel so much hatred for a single thing. There's not really anything else on the internet that I can think of on YouTube culture that's quite as famous as the Fine Bros in terms of their controversy and their ability to stand the test of time. Obviously, there's a Jake Paul incident. You know, there's David Dobrik doing stuff. And then there's that other guy who pretended to kill his best friend. But, you know, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong when you make videos, and I think it's important to understand that whatever content you're making, whatever you're trying to do, make sure that it's a good representation of yourself. Make sure that it's something that people want to remember. They'll want to not forget it and want to make sure that, oh yeah, this was a great moment, I'm never going to forget that. You want to be remembered for something good, or at least for providing something that people actually want. You don't want to go around spreading hate. You'll notice that's why even when I talk badly about channels, it's done with the intention of trying to help you guys improve and understand, hey, let's look how these channels are not helpful for you guys. That way we can all grow as a community and explore how we're going to build up smaller YouTubers on YouTube, right? Because that's the whole main point. That's why I make these videos about YouTube. And if we didn't talk about this idea of stuff being on the internet forever, you might think, well, I could just sell kinds of ridiculous shit and then no one's going to remember anyway. Well, tell you what, unless you delete the videos before it gets a substantial amount of views, people are going to remember. And I don't delete anything because I'm proud of what I make. I mean, sure, not everything is the most tasteful, sure, but, you know, when you've been making YouTube for 13 years, things that are appropriate or not appropriate change. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, hey, I'm just going to do what I want because it's my channel. And that's just how I like to think about it. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, hey, you know, I want to make this thing about politics, right? I want to talk about religion. I want to talk about these things that you're never supposed to talk about on a first date. You just do it. And you know what? If it works out great, it goes great. But you know what? If people don't like it, worst comes to worst, you can always delete your channel, especially because I know a lot of smaller YouTubers don't tend to use a webcam. Some do, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to do that. But just know, if you are worried about your image or your appearance on the internet, feel free to not use a webcam. And just, like, if I turned off my webcam, in this situation, you guys would still see a fully filled out YouTube search about the Fine Bros. And that should be all you would really need to do if you wanted to do my style of content without a webcam. Though I think a webcam helps just because we get to add in the personality, you get to see my face, the reactions. Oh my god, I bumped the mic, I'm so sorry. And I think there's just I don't know, a bit more of a personal connection that you can get with a webcam. But if you are worried about, you know, talking about controversial things, you know, like me talking about the Fine Bros, that in it of itself is not controversial at this point because everyone pretty much agrees these are bad people, you know, we don't want to listen to them, they're not very good examples of what we want to see. So I think I'm not worried about it that much, but at the end of the day, someone else might be. And, who knows what people will think in the future. It's hard to say. Who knows? There might be a future in 10 years where everyone's like, oh, the Fine Bros were right. How could they not have such a brilliant idea to try and, capitalize all over, people who are just trying to be inspired by what they do, right? Because that's the worst part of it all. They tried to make something bad out of people who were being inspired to make content. The worst thing you can do for yourself or to anyone else, for anyone to do, is to go after people who are not necessarily copying you, like they're not stealing your work and putting it on somewhere else. If they're just like trying to mimic you, like that should be taken as a sign of respect. The fact that they want that someone looks up to you and they're like, hey, I want to be like that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I got inspired, watching Husky StarCraft. His channel died, but I still make videos. The way I close and open my stuff, it's the same style that he does. I'm not going to lie about that. I took that as an inspiration, and I changed it for my own format. And, you adapt. Things happen that, you get inspired to do something or not. I don't know, guys. I don't want you guys to be worried. I don't want this video to be discouraging. Make whatever you want to make. Be passionate. Enjoy what you're doing. But just be mindful of the fact that whatever you make, probably not going to be able to get rid of it if something goes horribly wrong, like you spill your drink on your shirt, or, like if I drink this water, for example, and then I choke on it and you guys hear me cough. Fuck, I did not actually mean to spill. That's funny. I actually didn't mean to spill that. That was actually a complete accident. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad on the camera. Just water. That's why we drink water, right? So that way it doesn't stain and ruin our shirt, our beautiful branded shirt that could be bought in the merch store down below at some point. Yeah, that's about all I had to say. Just want to say, hey, people, don't forget, make sure that the content you're making is really, really good, and that overall you're having a great time. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. As always, guys, I am Elwirfy, and I will definitely be seeing you guys next time. Take care, everyone.